My title is my project is MEdwards. My name is MEdwards. I'm a senior here at GC15 High School. I titled my project Medical Exploratory because it truly was what I consider exploratory. I chose medicine because I've always had a love for medicine ever since I was a little girl. It was like the ER, emergency shows, Grey's Anatomy. I'm a lifeguard. I've been to fire camps, EMS camps within the county, and it's something I've always loved to be around and be a part of. This is a bunch of different pictures of my internship and a couple teams all around the hospital campus. My internship was at GC15 campus at the hospital, and I really got to see how all the different parts of the hospital work together. The hospital is like a big machine, and every department is like a cog. Being done that every single department. One day, and the kidney stone, the dialysis patients the next day, and I would see the same patients because they were all going everywhere. And usually when something's wrong with them in the hospital, a lot of things are wrong with them. And so I really thought that was neat to be able to go to all these different doctors, 15 different doctors within 10 different departments throughout the entire month of July. I worked in July 2014 from 9 to 4 every day, and that was my internship. My internship hours were about 75 hours of internship. My favorite thing involving my internship was when I got to experience brain surgery, which was obviously a learning challenge. I don't know how to do brain surgery before brain surgery. And I got to see, start to finish, a brain surgery emergency hemorrhage, which is really interesting to me. I got to see them use fake Duragen, which is what they put back to replace the blood and the tissue that has to be removed to do brain surgery, which is really neat to see how far medicine has come. A long time ago, we could have never done something like that successfully. My mentors were on your left, Dr. Winters Cook. She is the Dean of Admissions at the VCU School of Medicine. She was also the lady who I interviewed for my expert interview. And on your right is Shania Tyler. She was the lady who coordinated all of my hours within the hospital. And she was awesome. She would change whenever I needed to, change anything I needed her to in order to experience different departments, different doctors, anything that I wanted to do to deepen my experience. My research question involved the ethics of antibiotics. I really learned as I worked in the hospital, I wanted to take another turn into medicine to further enhance my learning. And so I asked the question, are antibiotics overprescribed? And in fact, they are. The three main reasons antibiotics are due to the physician's tradition of always overprescribing them. When they were first introduced, they were thought to be the end-all be-all to everything, all the pain medications. They were pushed, and everyone used them for everything. And unfortunately, antibiotics can't treat everything. They can only treat bacterial infections and not viral infections. The second reason that they are prescribed is the patient demand. Patients always go into the doctor asking for antibiotics. Can I get antibiotics? I do it. I'm guilty for it until I did this project. But why am I here if you're not going to give me antibiotics? You can't always fix everything with antibiotics. And the third reason is the doctor should have better. But we have to keep in mind that antibiotics aren't the answer to everything. It is found that for 10% of the time, antibiotics should have been prescribed, but they were prescribed over 60% of the time. Prescribed. My mentor on your left is Mr. Dan Gardner. He's the principal at RAS, which is where I went to elementary school. He made a perfect community service mentor because he is involved in health sciences. He has a degree in health sciences, and he also has a degree in education. My other mentor was the Goshen County Fire and Rescue, which they helped me with a lot of my supplies for my community service. And they were also guiding me into how exactly to do my community service. My community service project was called the First Aid Fun Day. I collected supplies from different areas. I at first was going to do fundraising, but soon realized it was not going to be easy to fundraise $1,000 worth of first aid supplies. It's just not something people give money to. It's not a charity. It's not something they're going to write you a $200 check to get your first aid supplies. So I decided to letter write, and I letter wrote to Martin's, Target, and rescue, and they all responded, and they all donated supplies so that I could get almost over $1,000 in first aid supplies. Some of these things, obviously, Band-Aids are a little bit cheaper, but we also had ice packs and elastic bandages, and those kinds of things are $1 to $2 a piece. And we did it for 70 kids. The day was on March 20th. The kids first decorated their kits, which are these kits. These are the kits they received. They started at a station where they just got the box. They decorated the box, something fun, nothing serious, just something fun to do. They also put a list of emergency numbers, which is very important for kids to have, because obviously a second grader is not going to be able to look up the poison control number. But if they have it with them, it makes it a lot easier for an older child in the house or them to say, oh my goodness, I have the poison control number. It also had their parents' number on there, as well as 911, which hopefully they all already knew. And they also had their favorite physician's number. The second station was the ambulance. They got to tour the ambulance, and luckily that day, they got to see the ambulance go in action. While we were there, they got a residential call, which wasn't a big deal or anything, but they got to see the paramedics drive off with the sirens, and they thought that was the coolest thing. And I really thought that the significance of having an ambulance there was important, because a lot of times young children are scared of emergency personnel, firefighters, EMS, police officers, and for them to be able to see and interact with them is really important, so that they aren't scared in the future if something were to happen. And then they also collected their supplies. What you have in your kits in front of you are everything that they received, things from bandages, other types of bandages. They also received ice packs. I called it the bumps and bruises portion. They also received things that were specifically for safety: gloves, antibiotic cream, because you don't want 2 people injured. You only want one. That was something I really tried to stress to them, that if you want to help somebody else, make sure you're protecting yourself first. After they collected their supplies and went through all their stations, we went through and I taught them how to use everything, what everything can be used for, and again, reiterating, please make sure you're keeping yourself safe if you're trying to help someone else. The second part of my community service, which is a little bit smaller, the first Aid Fun Day was about 8 hours of my community service, and the Color Me Kitty 5K was about 2 or 3. What I did for the Color Me Kitty 5K is in honor of our best friend. You're going to hear this a lot today. A lot of us are jumping in on the Color Me Kitty 5K. But there's 4 of us who really started it, and we decided back in May that we wanted to do a 5K in honor of our best friend, leukemia. My job was to raise funds for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society as it deals to medicine, and research a little bit about leukemia and lymphoma, and write a medical brief about Katie and her story, and leukemia and lymphoma and what it is, and how it's a blood cancer, and include that on race day to inform racers. My job is also to raise the funds for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, and we raised around $6 grand to donate from the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society through letter writing, donations, and we really want to thank all of our sponsors, because without them, that couldn't have happened. And that's not at all what the race itself has raised. The significance of my project, again, I think is really important that I reiterated that the children are protecting themselves before trying to help someone else. Also, I think it was really important to show them the emergency personnel, because they are scared of them a lot, and they are timid, and they don't want to be around those types of people when they're just trying to help. I broke my elbow when I was little. They rushed to my side, and I was screaming and kicking and crying because I was terrified of all these people around me. And also my interest, as I am a lifeguard and I know CPR and oxygen, but I did not know anything of brain surgery, dialysis, but now I did. And it was really neat to see all the patients and see that I would like to be in the medical field. I learned, going into what I learned that I really do love medicine. Today was amazing. Others. Someday I was in the not as exciting as you think. It's more or less strep tests. There was a few dog bites or some bike accidents. I was in the pediatric ER, so it was a little bit tamer, but you really don't like when you do like. And one of the things I could was I enjoyed the days working with the nurses and the patients more than the doctors. not something I found. I really like people, and I really enjoyed working with kids. Especially with my community service, I really found that I love working with kids. And I teach swim lessons, I'm a lifeguard, I have a brother and sister, they're definitely not the top of my favorite kids. But I really found out that I do like kids. My advice for next year is make sure you plan early, you plan often, and you continue to plan. If you don't have things planned, not doing your internship, your community service, and your research paper all at the same time. That's a lot to handle at once, and I think I did well spreading out my internship, my paper, and my community service. My plans for next year is I'm going to the University of Virginia, and I bet you can guess which school I'll be in. I'll be in the School of Nursing. Special thanks to all these people, a few in particular, Mr. Rico, Ms. Hill, Mr. Caraway, and anyone who's here today, and some people. Also, we couldn't have done it without you raising that money for Katie. And any questions? Oh, I was just before this. Any more information? I have a website, just like everyone else. Okay. So questions.
You mentioned your research. What do you think with all these issues with antibiotics being prescribed? What's going to happen either down the road?
I guess I probably should have touched on this a little more. Drugs are becoming resistant. There's multiple strains of different drugs that are not responding to antibiotics, or they're having to prescribe tougher antibiotics or more toxic chemicals to treat these types of things. There are mutations. For instance, MRSA has mutated into a different type of mutation of MRSA, which again is tougher and harder to treat, and it's leading to more illnesses, more deaths. Not crazy yet or anything, but the worry is that there will be a superbug, which wipes out part of our race, part of our community and stuff. All at once, like a mass wipeout. The CDC has tried to, they're starting and release information now and informing parents, kids, everyone not to demand antibiotics, because that's the biggest problem. How is it that, well, why am I here if you're not going to give me an antibiotic? If you're not informed. If you're informed, then you know some things can't be treated with antibiotics. So.
Are doctors beginning to behave any differently?
I think so. I talked to Dr. Ward about this, and she said that, it's really bad on the pain medication side. People go in and demand it when they don't need it. They demand a lot of it when they don't need it. And she said antibiotics are kind of the same way. Like, obviously, it's not morphine and oxygen and stuff like that. Doctors are now starting to give other alternatives. Hey, go to therapy, stress, go to do the nasal spray instead of nasal spray, over-the-counter medication. They're trying to sway patients to their experience and what I've found that they're trying. They're now starting to notice that